بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وإمام المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل واجعلنا من خيرة أمة سيدنا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا علما يقربنا منك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت يا حي يا قيوم وتجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا سهلا. How are you all okay? Welcome back after a long break. Has it been a long break? It feels like a long break. It hasn't, has it?
2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks. It feels like a long time for some reason, I suppose. Okay. So we're back. We're doing theology, and I'm going to introduce a new text which we'll study inshallah alongside the Jawhara and its commentaries, and that's the Muqaddimat Sanusi, or the Sharh Muqaddimat Sanusi, the introductory investigations of Imam Sanusi. Now, Sanusi was one of these great Imams of these great polymath Imams who wrote works on a number of fields, but who is especially famous for his works on theology. So this is Abu Abdullah Muhammad As-Sanusi Al-Hasani, and he wrote 6 or 7 works on theology, which he effectively compiled into a syllabus, similar to Imam Laqani, who kind of wrote a syllabus, if you like, in theology. Imam Sanusi did much the same thing. Of those, the most famous work is his Sharh al-Sughra, which is called al-Barahin. Okay, and al-Barahin is a very, very often studied work in the Middle East and North Africa, which goes through some of the logical evidences of the field of Kalam. The work that we're going to be covering alongside this is his Muqaddimah. His Muqaddimah is a short work which goes through some of the, I wouldn't say preliminary investigations in theology, but he details some of the theological investigations which are in need of a bit more detail. Okay? So Imam Sanusi, what we'll do is we'll quickly read the matan today, and then because the matan's very short, so you get an idea of what's in it, and then we'll go into his own commentary on it. And what we'll do is we'll take sections from the commentary as we come across those topics in the Jawhara, inshallah. So he says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So, Shabnam and Asfar, you guys have got the board. Please move it as you require. I'm not aware of a translation of the Muqaddimah, but we can translate it as we go through it. As I say, it's very short. It's 5 pages. The Muqaddimah itself is 5 pages long. Okay? So it's a very, very short work. We can translate it as we go through it. And if you guys are keeping up, we can translate the commentary as well. Okay? قال الشيخ الإمام العالم العلامة المحقق أبو عبد الله محمد السنوسي الحسني رحمه الله تعالى ورضي عنه آمين. الحمد لله. الحكم إثبات أمر أو نفيه، وينقسم إلى 3 أقسام: شرعي وعادي وعقلي. So he says that rulings, or hukum, what do we say hukum is? What's a hukum? What's a hukum? In terms of what we're talking about, what's a hukum? How would you translate hukum? How would you normally translate hukum? Rulings. How are we translating hukum? Hmm? Consequence. Consequence or attribution. Alright? Consequences or attributions are either إثبات أمر أو نفيه. They're either establishing something or negating something. A hukm is to establish something or to negate something. وينقسم إلى ثلاثة أقسام. It's divided into three categories. شرعي, attributions made on the basis of revelation. وعادي, attributions made on the basis of empiricism or observation. وعقلي, attributions made on the basis of rational understanding or logical necessity or logic. Let's just leave it at logic. Alright? فالشرعي هو خطاب الله تعالى المتعلق بأفعال المكلفين بالطلب أو الإباحة أو الوضع لهما ويدخل في الطلب أربعة الإيجاب والندب والتحريم والكراهة. He says the Shar'i attributions are what? What do you mean by a Shar'i attribution? The address of God. The address, and I'm deliberately not explaining it very much because we'll do that in the commentary. The address of God, the khitab of Allah. The address of God, al-muta'alliq, that specific address of God that is connected to af'al al-mukallafin, the actions of those morally obligated. In terms of talab, seeking something from them, awil ibaha, or permitting something for them, awil wada, or, and we'll leave what do we mean by wada out, or circumscribing the other two with conditions. That's what he means by wada here. Okay? وَيَدْخُلُ فِي الطَّلَبِ أَرْبَعَةٌ. There are four things. Talab relates to four things. Ijab, necessitating. Nadab, recommending. Tahrim, prohibiting. Karaha, disliking. Or disapproving. فالإيجاب طلب الفعل طلبا جازما كالإيمان بالله وبرسوله وكقواعد الإسلام الخمس. Ijab, necessitating, is to seek a particular action or to demand a particular action with a definitive, or if you like, to seek a particular action with a definitive request. That is to say, with a definitive and an unequivocal command or an unequivocal request. Okay? Such as what? Such as belief in God and His Prophet ﷺ, and the 5 qawaid of Islam, the 5 pillars of Islam. Okay? والندب والندب هو طلب الفعل طلبا غير جازم كالصلاة الفجر ونحوها. Recommendation, approval, and so forth, is to seek an action with a seeking that is not definitive, like Salat al-Fajr, and he means here the 2 sunnahs of Fajr, right? Like the 2 sunnahs of Fajr, and likewise, Sanusi is a Shafi'i, and some of the, just out of interest, the Shafi'is, some of the works of the Shafi'is refer to the 2 sunnahs of Fajr as the Fajr prayer, and the 2 fard rakats of Fajr as the Subh prayer. Subh is dawn, of course, yeah? والتحريم هو طلب الكف عن الفعل طلبا جازما كشرب الخمر والزنا ونحوها. Prohibition is to seek the cessation or the avoidance of an action with a definitive request, like drinking alcohol, zina, or adultery, and likewise. والكراهة وهي طلب الكف عن الفعل طلبا غير جازم كقراءة في الركوع والسجود مثلا. Disapproval is to seek that one leave an action with a request or with a seeking that is not definitive, like the recitation of Quran in ruku' and sajda. Okay? وأما الإباحة فهي إذن الشرع في الفعل والترك معا من غير ترجيح لأحدهما على الآخر كالنكاح والبيع مثلا. And permission is, or ibaha, permitting, is the permission, the permission of law regarding an act, regarding the performance of a particular action or to leave a particular action. So it's permission to do both, without favoring or preponderating one over the other in any way. Okay? Like nikah, he says, because nikah, and the Shafi'is are have quite interesting views on nikah, but like nikah and trade, he gives these two examples. Okay? وأما الوضع فهو عبارة عن نصب الشارع إمارة على حكم من تلك الأحكام الخمس وهي السبب والشرط والمانع. As for وضع, it is an expression for the establishment by the lawgiver of certain indicators regarding one of these 5 rulings, right? And it refers, and these indicators are cause, condition, and prevention. Sabab, shart, condition, and mani', which is the preventative. Ehsan, did you upload that PowerPoint? Not PowerPoint, that PDF. I think it is on here somewhere. We'll do it in a second. Okay. فالسبب ما يلزم من وجوده الوجود ومن عدمه العدم لذاته كزوال الشمس لوجوب الظهر. The sabab, cause, right? What is a cause? It is that which by its presence necessitates the existence of the ruling. By it, something whose presence necessitates the presence of the ruling, whose absence necessitates the absence of a ruling. Okay? Lovely definition of sabab, what we call sometimes legal or proximate cause. If it's perhaps a better translation is a sufficient cause. A sufficient cause. That which by itself, لذاته, by itself, or in the absence, or if you like, not taking anything else into consideration, right? Just in terms of in and of itself, if it is present, then the ruling is present. If it is absent, then the ruling is absent. So a sabab has 2 effects. If it's there, you have the ruling. If it's not there, you don't have the ruling. Okay? And the example that he gives is the declining of the sun at midday, which is linked to the necessity of the dhuhr prayer. If the sun has declined from its midpoint, the dhuhr prayer is present. If the sun has not yet declined from its midpoint, the dhuhr prayer is not obligatory. Yeah? Okay.